Hey, what's poppin' on a Sunday morning? Hey, it's been a good weekend for you, boy. We got the new lens, so we look a little bit more crispy. We got the new shirt. Penn State won yesterday. We got to meet some new friends, the girlfriend and I. Damn. We got to watch some UFC fights. The champs won. It was a lovely time. How y'all doing? What up? So, big slate. Patreon podcast went up this morning. There's some clear and obvious stacks that I like. We're not getting cute with it. We're not playing. This isn't 2018 DFS where you play Daniel Jones and Teddy Bridgewater because the value at QB is so good. No, I'm not hoping to get 20 points from Daniel Jones or Teddy Bridgewater when I know I'm going to get 25, and it's just, do I get 40 from Mahomes and Kyler, and if Josh Allen would ever come around, and Brady and Josh Allen and Matthew Stafford and all these guys, right? And all these guys. What up? Somebody says, Sal, top of the morning. Sal's the GOAT. He's here. No, you're the GOAT. Morning, Sal. Hey. Everybody, I hope you're having a lovely day. The shirt, somebody said, is Flames. It is a very lovely shirt. I do indeed agree with you. It is a very, very lovely shirt. How'd you like the fights last night? I thought they were great. I love Volkanovski. Apparently, some people don't like him. I love him. I like Max Holloway as well. I get it. People don't like Volkanovski because he's beat Holloway twice, and one of them was a close call. I like him. I like him a lot. He dominated that fight, even though there were some close calls. Even he said he almost had a tap or go to bed from the one, the triangle, or guillotine, actually. That shirt is buck wild, somebody said. This shirt is as sexy as you walk down the street in this, and everybody just goes, man, that guy must cover fantasy football for a living, because I don't know where he's getting the dollar Ruskies otherwise. Another sunny day here in Texas. Yeah, it's great. I had to wear a hoodie this morning. It's lovely weather. Did you see that amazing Volk and Ortega fight? Yeah, I watched all the fights. I was watching the fights, and then when the Nick Diaz one came on, I was driving home with my girlfriend. I was falling asleep, and then I watched the other ones like here and there when I was laying in bed. Josh Allen is butt cheeks. Josh Allen has looked terrible through the first 2 weeks. Yeah, Josh Allen looks really bad, and their defense looks good. So these wild environments where they have to throw nonstop because their defense wasn't great last year, or at least as good, doesn't look as good now. That camera's 100, says Tommy. Yeah, the camera's the same. The lens is different. We upgraded the lens. It came this past weekend, so I'm excited about this lens. It looks pretty good. You guys think it looks a little good? A little good? Sally, the fucking man. Let's take down some stacks. Let's do it. All right, everybody. Great welcome. Love the positive energy. You all rock. Let's get into some of this DFS stuff, right? Let's do what we're going to do here. We're going to talk props. We're going to talk DFS. We're going to talk where you can get an edge today, of course. I feel really great about this slate. The only complaint I possibly could have is the one time all year that the Chargers and the Chiefs, these teams that play on different time zones on the other side of the fucking country, why do they have to be the 1 o'clock game? Why can't that game be a 4 o'clock game? Why can I not have the ability to late swap if I want to onto or off of some of those players? That's my only complaint, because I love the Chargers. I love the Chiefs today. But a lot of the other games I love are at 4. So if I'm playing heavy of those guys, which I probably will as of right now, then I don't have the ability to late swap as much onto lower-owned Seattle Seahawks, onto lower-owned Minnesota Vikings, like Justin Jefferson. The fact that Justin Jefferson is going to be lower-owned than his teammate KJ Osborne, obviously I know the price points are massively different, but the fact that that's where we're at in week 3, where we're in the hot take, the what have you done for me lately last 2 weeks, where, oh yeah, Jefferson has been actually good, but he hasn't popped off because Osborne has been serviceable, a wide receiver 3 on a run-first team. Man, I mean, Osborne I have projected for 12% ownership right now. Insane. What is your favorite SuperDraft wide receiver? Yeah, as always with the wide receiver position, I'm never going to have a favorite. My highest projected SuperDraft receiver is Cooper Kupp. Shouldn't shock anybody. A really nice multiplier is on Rondell Moore and Michael Pittman. 1.85x's. Those are nice multipliers for their upside. What kind of candle you got lit right there? I have a vanilla bourbon candle lit. A vanilla bourbon candle lit right here. This guy, that one right there is a vanilla bourbon. That one over there is completely fake. It's an electric candle. It just adds to the ambiance of the room. The ambiance. Hey, the ambiance. Hey, everybody. I heard everybody complimenting your shirt, but I thought I'd be honest and say it just looks okay, but your analysis is top tier. Thanks for doing these videos, brother. My man Ross. Imagine having the stones. I mean, I respect it, but imagine having the stones to just say, your shirt looks okay, but I like your analysis. I mean, I'm not offended. I think the shirt's flames fire, but oh my God, what a comment. Sal, can we see your running back and wide receiver list? Yeah, we'll get there when we get there. Sal, that one dude this week is fire. It sure is. You think D-Hop plays? They saying he's plays, so I'm going to take the news there. How does that change your thoughts on the Minnesota offense with Dalvin Cook out? I mean, it doesn't really change much for me. I think Alexander Mattison slides in. I had Cook projected for 24 points. I don't think Alexander Mattison is Dalvin Cook, so I have him projected for about 16 points. I think that you should not be shocked to see Amir Abdullah catch 2 to 3 balls or 4 balls today, and that kind of spoils some of the upside for Alexander Mattison. But Madison's going to be in a position, albeit an underdog, but going to be in a position against Seattle's run defense that does not look good. Not only did Derrick Henry dominate them, but this is not a good run defense now for 2 years, right? They have not added much there. They don't have KJ Wright anymore. They have Bobby Wagner, a Hall of Famer, still playing at an elite level, the best linebacker in football. But this is not a fantastic shirt, right? This is not a fantastic shirt. I was reading the comments. This is not a fantastic defense. So Madison looks good. I prefer 4 to 5 other running backs if you're a cash game player. I prefer 4 to 5 other running backs if you're talking GPPs, but Madison looks completely fine. Somebody said, trying to figure out Discord. I'm a new patron. Yeah, it'll take like a half hour to an hour to implement you in as long as you've done the right process. When you sign up, there's a help channel to help you out to get in there. Madison's going to be chalky today. Yeah, my ownership on Madison right now is 8%. Obviously, that can come up as the day goes on. I don't know how owned he will be. Like, obviously, we're at a point where, like, Raheem Mostert becomes 25% owned with late news. I don't know how owned Madison will get. Maybe 12 to 14% at most. I don't think he'll get into that upper echelon. He's not looking like that type of a play. So if, like, people are actually using projections, he does look like a top 5 value running back today, but I still prefer a couple other guys. I would say I still prefer 3 to 4 other guys to Madison today. On SuperDraft, though, Madison is by far the best running back play. I mean, I have Madison for like 5 more points than anybody else. If you're playing on SuperDraft with a 1.7x multiplier, you lock in Alexander Mattison today. And the lovely thing about SuperDraft is that this contest starts in 2.5 hours and it's like a third of the way filled. Like, this contest is a third of the way filled. This contest will fill out about 65-70%. If you enter one lineup into SuperDraft, you'll automatically beat 30% of the field to try and win 50 grand. If you're trying to win 50 grand today, there's only one best spot to do it. It's SuperDraft, because you'll face a third less of the fucking competition. $20 for free if you want to use the code SAL over there, but I just don't know why people don't play over there. Shepard or Robinson? I'll take Shepard. I got first place in the UFC card last night. Helped me get this football money. We love to hear it. Like the videos, fellas. Yeah, like the videos. Do what you got to do there. We already got 600 people strong up in here early on. I appreciate all of you a ton. Can you stack a QB with 3 of his pass catchers? I personally am not doing that today. I have a rule against that. I'm stacking with... the big change for me this week is that I'm not forcing double stacks in every lineup. The first 2 weeks I thought it was okay because there was some clear and obvious games to target. This week there's like 6 or 7. Like, even the fucking Baltimore Ravens Detroit Lions game is a 50-point total. Like, I don't know if you knew that. That game's already up to a 50-point total. It's been bet up 1.5 already. So there's so many good game environments that I'm still getting double stacks, meaning a quarterback with 2 of his pass catchers. I'm running back every single lineup with 1 or 2 players on the other side of my quarterback stacks. But this week I'm allowing it to be single stacked. I'm allowing there to be at least, I'm basically getting at most 2 instead of exactly 2 in the optimizer. Which, if you're not on Patreon, record setting every single week right now with the NFL season here. We're up to like 825 patrons, 850 patrons probably by the end of today. Get up in that community right now. We're living fucking large. We love it. Shepard or Hollywood Shepard? CEH or Madison? What do you think? I'll take Madison. Where I come from, you wear a shirt like that, you get a free bowl of soup. I don't know what that means. Like, they throw it on you, you get a free bowl of soup? Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I would say, I don't know about this DFS space. I know a couple people in the space. Pat Mayo dresses to the nines all the time. He looks dapper. I don't really know about anybody else that dresses up or just, like, cares about their appearance. I'm sure there's a lot, but I don't, like, watch enough content to know. I would say that if you ran something that your boy, not only in the DFS space, but on YouTube, might be one of the slickest of shirts. I ain't even got to be humble at that point. The slickest of shirts. Running back page, please. Yeah, we'll get there when we get there. A-Rob or Julio today? I'll go Julio. These are running backs that I like today. These are in no ranking order, of course. This is not Saquon being my number 1 play. How they come up here is just basically how it filters in Google Sheets. Madison or Najee Harris? It's a coin flip with Madison right now. Hey, Sal, it'd be awesome if you could tell me about Freddie Swain on a DFS today. Yeah, no interest in Freddie Swain for me. Don't be mistaken. If you watched the game last week, you should not want to play Freddie Swain. Freddie Swain, there was a blown coverage. He was wide open. He scores a 50-plus yard touchdown because he was wide open. It's a blown coverage. It means he ran by a defender who there was miscommunication with the safety, and he was wide open. So without that, Freddie Swain does nothing. Freddie Swain is not that good of a football player, right? He was like a late-round pick, I believe, last year. There's no Dwayne Eskridge, so if that helps you out, that helps you out. I'm not getting to Freddie Swain. Especially because last week, if anything, it should discourage you from playing Freddie Swain. Literally only got there because of a blown coverage. Freddie Swain for me right now, let's see where he projects out. I have Freddie Swain projecting out for 5 fantasy points. It's not it. What are your prize picks today? Yeah, I've got about 20 prize picks. They're all, we'll talk about them in a second, but they're all over on Twitter in a thread. You should skip the running back page till the end. Hey, Sal, did you take that Villanova plus 29.5 yesterday? No, I didn't bet on anything college football-wise, except I took the over on Jahan Dotson for 85.5 yards, and he had like 117 because he's a fucking amazing first-round pick caliber wide receiver for Penn State. I'm surprised your girl let you out of the house in that shirt. I mean, yeah, I'd be worried if I was her too. If I'm walking around with this shirt, every single person, male or female outside, is going to be like, damn, that guy he knows something. That guy knows something. I mean, that guy is dressing to the fucking nines right now. This is, and by the way, I mean, the overarching macro reason why I wear these shirts is because you people talk about them. The comments talk about them. People on Twitter write me comments about my shirts. If you can grab people's attention without saying a word, meaning that your hand motions, your facial expressions, the clothes you wear, taking up as much opportunity in the content space as you can to grab and hold people's attention, the camera, the way that you do everything, there's a reason. There's a method to every single part of my madness. Do I wear these shirts outside? I've got about 20 shirts hanging in my closet that I've worn 3 times outside, those shirts. I haven't gone out as much with getting a lot of new shirts lately, but these shirts are mainly for the camera. There you go. CEH or Tyshawn Williams, CEH. Scotty Miller projection, 7.5 points. Look, Scotty Miller, if he scores a deep touchdown today, so be it. He is not in a good position to do well today, right? He is going to be the 5th option on that team in the passing game, behind Gronk, behind Evans, behind Godwin, behind the running backs. He's going to be the 5th option, and he's probably going to be sacrificed to Jalen Ramsey a lot. Yes, Jalen Ramsey has played in the slot on 44% of his snaps so far this year, but he's only played in man coverage 10% of the time, 9% actually, and he's played in the slot a lot because he followed Allen Robinson into the slot in one game. It's a small 2-game sample. So Cam Newton, yes, you think, we talked about this last week. You think Cam Newton and Russell Wilson, when they're sitting at home, wear the crazy shit that they wear in person? No, there's a reason for all of it. There's a reason why stars ball the fuck out on Monday night and Thursday night football compared to their normal stats. They know there's more eyes on them. They take advantage of that. That shirt's fire. I know it is. Thank you. Sal, you need to change. My girlfriend uses YouTube. Whoa, button up, man. Somebody said that to my cousin when my cousin came on and gave his sleeper pick up for that first Thursday night football game. He had his buttons down like 3 buttons, and somebody was like, whoa, my girlfriend watches this. But button up, man. It's fucking amazing. Madison or Sermon in the season long? Madison. I'm fading Hopkins today. What are your thoughts? I have like 13% Hopkins. I like Hopkins. I have a good amount of Kyler Murray. He's my second highest on quarterback, so I like him. Barkley and Mixon in my running back spots. Barkley and Mixon sound great. I'll keep scrolling so you can see some of the other running backs in my running back pool right now. Sony or CEH for value? I'll go with Sony. Be lower owned. Sal, you remind me a lot of one of my homies back in the day. Hey, I appreciate that. Your homie sounds like a cool dude. Sal, your content is fire. Now Mike Davis or Tyshawn. Give me Mike Davis. Mike Davis is massively underrated today. Mike Davis is like a top 5 owned running back for me today. I don't know. My running back exposure is in my top 2 guys. If you want to know who they are, you can go to Patreon and to the Closing Belts podcast, projections, rankings, ownership, the optimizer, the Discord. Everything is updated up until today. Like, who the fuck are you? If you're not on Patreon, 131 people on Patreon right now. This community is lovely. Lovely. But right now, Mike Davis is my 4th highest on running back, and I love it. Like, Mike Davis, 4th highest on running back, I got like 12%. I'm really heavy on 2 guys today at running back and 150 max. But Mike Davis, everybody's hating on the guy. He's performed just fine. Cordell Patterson is not a featured part of this offense. Yes, he was last week. Yes, they ran Wildcat like 2 times with him, and everybody lost their mind because he got into the end zone. He's not going to be a featured part of this offense all season. A 30-year-old, not athletic player anymore relative to other guys on his team. And look, Mike Davis is also 30 years old and not that athletic, but he's at least a running back. Cordell Patterson's running back numbers are god-awful in his 20-something starts as a running back. Like, god-awful. Like, second worst right now during that time. Pear donates $5, says, I got Ruggs. Should I put him in over Sutton or Jefferson or Debo? No, you should leave all 3 of those guys in your lineup. I appreciate the super chat, but those 3 guys I project out for much more points than Ruggs. I don't even have Ruggs for 10 points. Those 3 other guys I have each for at least 16 points. Sal, you remind me a lot of my step-uncle. Is your step-uncle also your stepdad? Sal, what's your opinion on Fields so cheap on DK? Here's the opinions on Fields. I talked about this on the Patreon podcast in more detail, but I'll give you the cliff notes. Justin Fields looks good today if you play cash. If you play GPPs and you want to play a quarterback with an 18.5 implied total who looked not great in the preseason, but Sally scored 18 fantasy points at a preseason game. Looked not good in terms of understanding pass protection and understanding just in general blitz pickups. He's a rookie. That's going to happen. He's not completely raw, not as raw as some other products like Zach Wilson, but he's still a raw product in his first ever start. I see people commenting on my YouTube videos, commenting on TikTok, whatever it might be, but this is going to be Lamar Jackson's first start. Do people remember Lamar Jackson's first start? 150 passing yards and an interception. Yes, he had 117 rushing yards on the ground, got you 15 fantasy points on his legs because of the DraftKings bonus, but if you want to assume that Justin Fields is going to break the rookie rushing record, first start rushing record because Lamar Jackson did, I think that's, you know what they say about assuming. It's going to make an ass out of you. Not me, but you. So Justin Fields, if you play cash, I don't play cash. He looks good. He looks like one of the top value quarterbacks. He looks good there. If you're talking about GPPs and trying to get correlation and stacks and all that type of stuff for ceiling outcomes, Justin Fields is going. A good performance from Justin Fields is 20 points. That's great in cash. You're not winning a GPP with 20 points from Justin Fields. I'm sorry. You're probably not. Unless you don't get the 35-point games from 3 to 4 of the quarterbacks on the slate that you've been getting every single week for the past year and a half of DFS, because the Kyler Murrays, the Lamar Jacksons, the Patrick Mahomes, the Josh Allens, they exist. And oh yeah, they're all on this slate. So button up the top button, because I just handed down some big old schmacks. Not some facts, but them big old schmacks. Because it ain't a fact, it's just an opinion, but some big old schmacks. The fuck are you buttoning it up? Take this fucking button off before I suffocate myself on camera. God damn, I ain't even got a will. Who's the money going to? Who's the shirts going to? Fuck, bury me in all my shirts. All 25 wacky-ass shirts. Bury me in all of them at once. I don't give a fuck. Jake Funk season. Yeah, get the funk out of here. Get the funk out of here, Matt Shea. Get the funk out of here. You still love Mixon? I love him. Oh, if Joe Mixon was in this room right now, I'd kiss him on the cheek. Maybe even on the lips. Pause. YouTube about to demonetize me for a whole bunch of wild shit that we got going on. Madison Gibson, Alan McLaurin, start 3, says Luis with a $2 super chat. I appreciate you. You're starting Keenan Allen. Bang. You're starting Terry McLaurin. Bang. And you're starting Alexander Madison. Bang. Burt Trees or Mike Williams. If you're talking DFS, give me Mike Williams because he'll be as a third as owned. People think Robert Woods is going to be low owned today. Newsflash for you. He's one of the highest owned players on the slate. Newsflash for you. His teammate might be the only higher owned wide receiver in Cooper Kupp. Newsflash for you. Fields to run for over 50, no bet for me. Joe Mixon for cash, sounds hella good. Everybody's laughing in the chat, and we love it. Weird one. Would you drop KJ Hamler for Damian Williams, last roster spot in a 12-man, not a Montgomery owner? No. Thoughts on Claypool with Johnson out? Yeah, Claypool looks good. Claypool is one of my higher owned wide receivers today. He is my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8th highest owned receiver. I have 14% Chase Claypool as of right now, and we can go over to those wide receivers to start it up. Start it up. Sal is hyped this morning. It's fucking football. I've had a good weekend. I got invited to a poker night on Thursday night. We're making friends now in Austin. We're making friends now out here in Austin. Penn State fucking dominated, smacked its team around in 3 quarters yesterday. That fucking Villanova team, stick to basketball, you know what I'm saying? And I had a lovely night. Hung out with the girlfriend, her brother, great people, obviously. Got some of the fucking Mexican food. Got this shrimp thing with some refried beans yesterday. And then we woke up this morning feeling dapper. I had 1 margarita yesterday. They had to put 4 shots in that of tequila. I was gone. I said, girlfriend, you got to drive. 1 margarita. Trust me, like it takes like 3 margaritas to when I'm like, all right, I can't drive right now. 1 margarita, and I was like, you got to drive home because this ain't it. This 1 margarita. And I was warned going in. I was warned that if you drink 1 to 2, you're going to be on your ass. I had 1 margarita. Gone. I was watching the fights. Basically, I thought I was Nick Diaz. I mean, God, I got a way better figure than Nick Diaz these days. Sal, Barnberry is the elite scent for candles. I never heard of it, but I'll probably never remember that, but sounds good. Somebody says you get the good though. The good as in margaritas, yes. As in the marijuana. I don't know where the marijuana is out here in Texas. It's still fucking criminalized here. I ain't going to the streets of Austin, Texas looking for the marijuanas, the Mary Jane. But if somebody wants to send me some safe ones, yes, I will take that. What up, Sally? Sterling Shepard and Mike Williams are playing both. I'll take Mike Williams. Playing both, though. I mean, playing both. I like them both. I have 10+% of each of them. Sal, any interest in Jacksonville stacks? Trevor will have to sling it. I've got about 3% Jacksonville stacks as of right now. I like Jacksonville stacks. It's just where, like, only in 150s, maybe a 20 max lineup or 2. I can't put legitimate money behind a Jacksonville stack, though, in a single entry or 3 max, right? Like, when I say my single entry lineups, they make up like 75% of what I have in play today. If I play $4,000 today, 3,000 of that will be in like my single entry lineup. 2,500, somewhere in there. So I can't make a fucking Jacksonville stack for that. But I like Jacksonville. I'm going to be above the field on their stacks today for sure. You the man, I'm back. I'm in San Antonio. I'll bring you the marijuanas. Hey, the marijuanas. We can do some weed. We can do some Mary Jane. Sally, you need to come down to San Antonio. I've been told. I'm going to make a trip for my girlfriend and I overnight soon. Obviously, with football, it's tough to do 2 nights because Sunday mornings are so hectic. But like a Friday, full day into Saturday for sure. Texans call it Tex-Mex. Yeah, I'm over the Tex-Mex. I like Tex-Mex a lot, but I've had fucking tacos, whatever the fuck that other thing I had last night was, just a plate of it. So much food. It's amazing. The food's fantastic. It's just I'm over it already. And I had fajitas, which four out of the last 7 days. I'm over this shit. Got to try the ribeye tacos. Most food trucks in Austin have $4 a taco, but it's worth it. Yeah, $4 a taco is fine if it's good shit. Sal, is that fire shirt a polo or it's a button down? It's a button down. It buttons all the way down to my motherfucking belly button. And then even below that shit. Watch out. Somebody says, fuck the money, I'll take the shirts. Yeah. Take the cannoli. Hey, Sal, did you drink during the football games? Mary Jane or alcohol? Do you drink during football games? I don't have any Mary Jane. I don't know where to get it. I've only smoked like once in the last 4 years, but I am completely for it, and I would do it more often if I knew where to get it and safely get it. But when I see that basically everywhere in New Jersey, where a lot of my family are right now, is being laced with whatever the fuck the main drug that you lace marijuana with is, and a lot of my family's friends, like not my family members, and I don't really know the people that have been passing away or being like legitimately fucked up from this. When there's so much shit right now in terms of these drugs being laced because it's so much cheaper to make them a product, yeah, I'm out. I'm out on that for right now. I'll wait till it becomes legalized, or I'm literally watching somebody be fine off the same exact stuff. Leave the shirt, takes the cannolis. Yeah. Sal, save some for the rest of us. Love the content. Save some for the rest of you. What's going on, Justin? How you doing, boss man? Who's stopping Tyreek Hill today or Mike Evans? Nobody. Ain't nobody stopping Tyreek Hill. They did it last week because they dedicated fucking 2 to 3 guys to him. I'd like to see it happen again, right? Will you have any exposure to Odell Beckham Jr. today? I have Odell Beckham Jr. in 2% of my lineups. 2%. Man, hit me up 30 minutes away. Look, my man Tim, you might be the nicest guy in the world, but there's something about a man in the YouTube comments trying to sell me marijuanas that I ain't never met. That's last name I can't even begin. It's Macho Man Savage. Tim Macho Man Savage, excuse me, in the YouTube comments wants me to meet him up 30 minutes away wearing this fucking shirt. It ain't happening. You might be the nicest man in the world, but it ain't happening. $5 super chat from Little Munchie. He says, Mike Williams or Robinson with Fields now starting. I'll take Mike Williams. Singletary or Melvin Gordon? Give me Singletary. Super weak on running back. Gronk filling the flex. Yeah, I'd go Mike Williams and Singletary. Robinson, I would take Robinson over Gronk in the flex, though. Give me Robinson over Gronk in the flex all day. I've got Robinson for more points for sure. Fentanyl. Yeah, fentanyl is what it's being laced from. You from North or South Jersey? I'm from neither. A lot of my family's from there. I was born and raised in Staten Island, New York. Trey Sermon is a free agent. I have Josh Jacobs in Montgomery. Should I pick him up? And if so, who do I drop? You should pick him up. You should not drop either of Jacobs or Montgomery, though, but you should pick him up for sure. I'm taking a massive risk with Fields, but hey, yeah, and Cashy's fine. Anything else, I'm not about it. He about to fuck you up, dog. Yeah, I ain't trying to get murked out here. Just want to say you're an inspiration. Keep up the great work, says Taylor. Taylor, I appreciate you. Taylor. Nice Prize Picks hat. Shout out Prize Picks. You like Gronk over 3.5 receptions? I have no bet on that. Fuller projected ownership now, Sal? 1%. 1%. Yeah, that shirt has made me want to meet up with. Yeah. It's the shirt that made me want to meet up, man. Oh, no. How chalky do you think Madison will be? I have him at like 8 to 10%. I think he can get up to 15. 20% would be crazy, though. Heard that. Thanks. No problem. Is Eckler going to be low owned? I have Eckler now pushing like 10% ownership, so I don't think so. You're a beast waking up on a Sunday, giving us the fire content. My ass is hanging hard, LOL. Yeah, man. I got up around 5 a.m., went to bed around midnight. You got to do it. I'm not an advocate for not getting your sleep. It really does hate me, or I really do hate not getting my sleep. I usually get around 7 hours, but some nights you got to have fun on a Saturday night, watch some UFC fights, have a good time, drink some margs, and then you got to work in the morning. That's what it is. Thoughts on Juju? I got him for like 14 points. Looks good. Would you play Scotty Miller or Peoples-Jones? No, I'm not really on them. 1K people in here. Hit the like button. We got a 1,000K people. We got 1,000K people up in here right now, chilling out, relaxing, maxing all cool, playing some b-ball. Huh? How you doing? How the fuck are you? Let's look at some more receivers here, and then we'll get into some of the prize picks. Over under rushing yards a half for Tyreek Hill. I'll take the over. How do you feel about Stephon Diggs? I'm not getting much. Claypool or Shepard today? I'll take Claypool. Barely. I like both. Has Fields become chalky now? He's 6% owned, which in GPP seems pretty high to me. What's your confidence in Barkley today? I like him. I've got 10% Barkley in GPPs. I'll be probably below the field just because there's 2 to 3 really fucking good running back plays, but I like Barkley. Ceiling's unmatched today in a really good matchup. Sal, your 2 cents. What's your lock against the spread? By the way, I got family in Leonard, New Jersey, right by where they filmed Clerks. Great city, bro. All love. Appreciate that. Yeah. Jersey's great. I love Jersey. Most of my family's in Jersey. I love it a lot. It gets a bad rep, but I love it. My favorite picks, I have the betting video out. Those are the only bets I've taken this week. None of them stand out. I kind of ordered it in my preference of which ones I like the most. I would check out that. I really do like Washington. It was like plus 10 is where I got it against Buffalo today. Be careful, man. I did factory for 10 years, not much sleep, work too much. I am now having to watch my blood pressure. Is that like correlated, like not sleeping with blood pressure? Or is that like diet related? But I mean, I get sleep. I get 7 hours of sleep, 6. I rarely get 8, but I get 7 hours of sleep. Seems fine to me. 5 or 6 nights a week. Some days you don't get all the sleep. Fire shirt, by the way. I appreciate that. Outside of school or no? I don't know what that means. So what do you think about Kamara today? I only have 1%. I'm pretty low on Kamara, to be honest with you. I'm pretty low on Kamara. How bad did Nick Diaz look last night? Spinning back kick to start the fight. Yeah, it's funny. It was cool. Congrats on the growth in the dollars. The dollar Rooskies, y'all. Damian Harris or Madison? Madison. 100 likes, y'all. Week. Hit the like button. Yeah, hit the like button. Hey, and if you're not already up in here, I know for a damn fact. Do not be lying to me that the 1,000+ people watching this right now. Don't you dare lie. Hey, watch yourself because I'm watching you. Hey, watch yourself. Right? Satan's watching you. Watch yourself. Santa Claus is watching. The Easter Bunny, he's coming sometime soon. He's going to be hopping around. Watch yourself. Hide your kids. If you're not subscribed to this channel, the 1,000 of you watching, I'm just saying, watch yourself when you're walking around today. I'm just saying, watch yourself. It ain't a threat. It's just saying, be careful crossing the street today. 7 hours is fine. Glad to hear. Herbert or Stafford? I'll take Stafford. Best cheap tight end today? Probably you can punt all the way down to Luke Farrell for like 2 catches for 7 yards if you're into that type of shit. But other than that, I really do like $4,000 Tyler Higbee again, $3,900 Jared Cook. Jack Doyle at $3,400. Max Williams. You got punt options today. Gerald Everett, Max Williams, Luke Farrell if you're trying to punt. My favorite, I'm going heavy on good tight ends and then good situation tight ends who are running routes like Jared Cook and Tyler Higbee. How did you know when to late swap Derrick Henry last week? What happened that made you do it? My Buffalo Bills stack was not doing good. I had Josh Allen. I had Cole Beasley in my main lineup. Josh Allen, Cole Beasley, Diggs. Was not doing good. Josh Allen had a rushing. If Josh Allen's rushing touchdown held up, I probably wouldn't have late swapped, to be honest with you. I was waiting for that. It was like minutes before Derrick Henry's game was starting, and I was like, Jesus fucking Christ, just tell me if it's a good touchdown or not. I didn't have it on the TV. I saw it on my phone. It got called back. Josh Allen had like only 18 points, so I swapped out the chalkier Chris Carson and Keenan Allen, which they both had fine days, but I put in Chase Edmonds, who like matched Chris Carson or was kind of close to him, I think. And then I swapped out Keenan Allen for Derrick Henry, which Derrick Henry alone took his massive fucking penis and took me from minus $3,000 and then ended up allowing me to win $450. Yet last week for everybody was a terrible week, right? It was a terrible week. Luckily for me, I was able to escape that week with a slight profit because of literally just a Derrick Henry late swap. That's it. I got lucky. I almost late swapped him for Justin Jefferson, but the Justin Jefferson game started earlier, and I wanted to get as much information from Josh Allen because he was driving. If Josh Allen drives and throws a touchdown to Cole Beasley, I probably don't late swap, and I probably have a decent week still. I probably break even still because that's double points. But I wanted to see what happened, so I didn't get to swap to Justin Jefferson. I just got lucky. I got lucky. I was able to make the move to late swap to Derrick Henry. There's some skill in that, of course. If I don't do it, I'm just sitting there dead with chalky players in my lineup. Even if Keenan Allen goes for 40, I'm not winning anything because everybody else has him, right? So I late swapped to Derrick Henry and Chase Edmonds. It kind of was like the only thing that fit, so I just did it, and it worked out. Thoughts on Pitts? I have only like 2 or 3%. He's our that one dude this week. I want to get more Kyle Pitts. This guy is just seamlessly, can't say the fucking word, in games where Matt Ryan looks like shit and can't get time, he's still putting up good stat lines of 11 or 12 points. He's eventually going to find the end zone. He's eventually going to have these 100-yard games because he's operating as a wide receiver right now, not a tight end, 70% of the time as a wide receiver. The problem is I'm not stacking Matt Ryan, I'm not stacking Daniel Jones, and Pitts is more expensive than Higbee and Cook, so it leaves this void. Yeah, last week was horrible from a fantasy standpoint. Yeah, for the 99% of the time it was. I got lucky with the Derrick Henry. One task for the fellas, hit the like button. Do the man you're asking questions a favor. Shout out Jimmy Slater. I appreciate you. Cole Beasley, Tyler Boyd, or Sutton in the flex. Ooh, Sutton versus Tyler Boyd is tough today. If it's season long, give me Sutton. Drake revenge game over the Dolphins. He's a 3-down back. You liking him? I don't see him as a 3-down back. I don't know if you guys saw what Peyton Barber did last week, but Peyton Barber was involved last week. I do like Kenyon Drake. I got him for like 13 points. I haven't projected out for more than Peyton Barber, but I don't think Kenyon Drake is a 3-down back personally. Peyton Barber had 13 carries last week, right? So Kenyon Drake is kind of in the same role he was when Josh Jacobs was there. Like Kenyon Drake had 7 carries and 5 receptions. 5 receptions for 46 yards. Those 9.6 fantasy points made up 10.5 of his points. He is a satellite back. On third downs, Kenyon Drake will be involved. On 2-minute drills, he would be involved, but he is not the main running back on this team. It is Peyton Barber, unfortunately. Thoughts on Daniel Jones? Daniel Jones is weird this week. I'm not playing a chalky Daniel Jones at 8% owned in GPPs. I don't really see the upside in Daniel Jones in GPPs compared to fucking Kyler Murray and Patrick Mahomes. I get the price point discount, but if you want to do that, just pivot, punch all the way down to the bottom to Justin Fields. So Daniel Jones is in this weird spot where he's picking up ownership. He's in a dead range for me. I'm just not going there. Non-PPR flex, Rondell Moore or Pittman. Give me Pittman. Would you always have a run back in your main stacks? I have a run back in every single one of my lineup. Yeah. Juwan Jennings in the showdown slate? Not for me. Do not play Juwan Jennings. He's ran 5 routes this year. Just because he caught a touchdown does not mean he's actually a good player. He ran 5 routes. Carson and Lockett in the Wilson stack. I'm not going to stack up Chris Carson with Wilson today. The only running backs I have stacked with their quarterbacks is Herbert and Eckler today. I have some other rules to get other, because McCaffrey's obviously not on the slate. I don't have Saquon and Daniel Jones together. There's not a lot of correlation in these running back quarterbacks. When I first ran across you, listening to you made me crazy. Now you're my favorite host and you crack me up. Made you crazy? What the fuck does that mean? When'd you find me? Like 3 years ago when I was in my dorm with like a scratchy old green screen and looking like a fucking slob? Yeah. We've upgraded. We hit the, what's the meme? We hit the motherfucking upgrade button, huh? We hit the motherfucking upgrade button. We upgraded ourselves into the same motherfucking dweeb who just found some nice shirts and stumbled his way because of his friend's film advice into some good camera equipment. Thoughts on KJ Osborne? Yeah, the Donkeys will play KJ Osborne today. Yeah, it's as simple as that. KJ Osborne is 13% projected ownership for a wide receiver 3 on a run-first offense. Excuse me? Why? Because he's 3,500? Well, Van Jefferson is also the wide receiver 3, and he's only 4% owned for a similar projection on the Rams, running every single route for that team. He's played 100% of the routes so far, 100% of the snaps. Who else is out there? Mecole Hardman is slightly more money on the Kansas City Chiefs, with a much better team implied total and a much better quarterback throwing him the ball, and he's half the ownership with a better projection than KJ Osborne. So if KJ Osborne was unowned, he'd be a solid play today. He'd be like, okay, you're getting like a 2% KJ Osborne like last week. But now that everybody's on KJ Osborne and thinks that he's the new wide receiver 1 on Minnesota, even though he's the wide receiver 3, and he's also behind Alexander Mattison and Cook whenever whoever's playing. Yeah, I was getting 10% Osborne today. I kind of nerfed it down to not get as much because I'd rather get Van Jefferson, who I have more of, and Mecole Hardman, who I have way too much Mecole Hardman today. Like, I've got a lot. I'm actually going to add a prop. Let's add a prop because we've got so much Mecole Hardman. We can't even take a Mecole Hardman prop. Get the fuck out of here. Can we take a Mecole? There we go. 10.5 fantasy points. I've got him for like 12.5. Let's take the over on Mecole Hardman. Let's pair that up with something. So I've got a bunch of props in play, but we're going to add this one live. Let's go Mecole Hardman. Guys that I have a lot of today, I kind of want to take advantage of. Not in any type of physical way. I would obviously ask permission first. But let's go Mecole Hardman. And who else do I have a lot of today? I have a lot of Mecole Hardman at wide receiver. I got a good amount of Van Jefferson, Cooper Kupp, Godwin, Tyler Boyd. What are Tyler Boyd's stats today? What's Tyler Boyd's projection today? Tyler Boyd, 13 fantasy points. Let's do it. We're going to go over. I've got him for almost 15. So let's put $100 Rooskies on this. $100 Rooskies to win $200. We place the entry. Bada bing, bada bang. This is Prize Picks if you want to take the over-unders. I've got now 22 props in play. I've got about $1,500 in play over here. I don't know. 22 props. That's probably like 5 or 6 entries with like 200 to 100. I probably got like a grand on Prize Picks today in play. You could use the code SAL if you want to get a free bet up to $100. So if you're watching this, like, yeah, I don't want to put money on this. Free bet up to $100. You can use the code SAL. It's linked down below, Prize Picks. We took the over Tyler Boyd, 13 fantasy points. The over Mecole Hardman, 10.5. I've got Hardman projected for over 12. I've got Tyler Boyd projected for, I believe, like 15 today. We love it. We love it. We love it. We take it to the bank. We win some dollar Rooskies. We try and turn that into 200. I've got a bunch of other props. This is my Sunday night props. I took these on the stream, the video that's coming out later today. These are some other props that I have. Joe Mixon's over. Saquon's over. All these look great. Oh, these look sexy as hell. DeAndre Swift over 14. I don't know if you can still get that, but that is fine. So you can use that. Prize Picks, they're my number one partner. They're fantastic. They're amazing. They're beautiful people. Support them. And go get Tyler Boyd because he's going to have 7 catches for 60 yards and probably a touchdown. And Mecole Hardman will have his 3-catch, 50-yard, and touchdown day. And we'll all be screaming, jumping up and down with our Slim Jims hanging out and people asking us, why are your pants down? Why are your pants down and why are you having a good time? Oh, that's because we just won the dollar Rooskies. That's why. How owned is the Mahomes stacked? Ain't no stacks going to be high owned today. My highest owned quarterback is projected for 8% ownership. So you can be damn sure that the game stacks of that are going to be like 1% owned. That's why you play the good quarterbacks, because they're 1% owned, because it's a 13-game slate with a lot of high team totals. And people are still going to play the Daniel Jones and Justin Fields of the world at like a 6 and 8% clip, making it even more leverage to play Kyler Murray and Mahomes and all these beautiful people. Best 3K range wide receiver, I'll take Mecole Hardman. Nice try, donates $27.86 to the stream. He says Sony. Or Clyde at $4,800. Sony. DFS. Tell my girl Angel to get up. Angel, get the fuck up. Thanks, Sal. Always on point. I don't know where you're living. If you're on the West Coast and it's 7 a.m., that's even late for me, but I get it. It's not late for most people. But if you're on the East Coast and it's 11 a.m., I don't care if you took 3 bottles of tequila to the face last night and you drank them all and you just survived alcohol poisoning. It's 11 a.m. on the fucking holy day. Not because of Jeebus. No. Because of fucking football. Right? Because of the National Football League. All hail the NFL. Get the fuck up, Angel. But Angel, if you're hearing this, you're probably a great person. Do whatever the fuck you want. What's your projected ownership on Tyreek Hill? I've got Tyreek Hill projected for 16% owned. You can see all my projected ownership over on, what a natural plug, Patreon. Become a member. What are you doing? Why are your pants down? Wow. Why are your pants down? Keep them off. Keep them off today when you're Patrick Mahomes to McCole Hardman 40-yard touchdown goes to the end zone. You win your props. You got him in DFS at a 50% clip like this fucking guy, like this fucking donkey. Keep your fucking pants off when that happens. Do whatever you want. Don't go outside like that because there's children outside and there's women and there's cops. You don't want to do that. Then you're a fucking pervert. But if you're in your own home with your pants off, hey, fair game. Fair game. Is Dalvin Cook playing today? He's unlikely to play. Carr or Cousins? Also Tyreek. Love Tyreek. Carr or Cousins? I'll take Carr. Madison for cash? Sure, he's in play there. Debo or Jefferson? Debo or Jefferson, if you're talking about season long, get them both in your lineups. I'll take Jefferson, though. Cortland Sutton against the Jets. Looks sexy. Hey, Sal, do I go Tyshawn Williams or Gibson? Gibson. Lawrence or Mac Jones? Lawrence. Sal, been watching for the Ryder Cup? Sal, you been watching the Ryder Cup? No, I really haven't been in touch with the Ryder Cup, to be honest. Sal's fired the fuck up this morning, and I love it. We're all the way up. I don't even believe in Jeebus. Yeah, me neither. But some people do, and I respect their opinions. Everybody's got their own opinions. Everybody's got their own beliefs. As long as you respect mine and believe mine, we could all live in a lovely world together because we all live in the United States of America, and at that point, we're all Americans, and we have that in common, so let's just all be fucking friends. We don't got to be grouped together. If you're grouped together picking on each other because you like the Patriots and I like the Packers and the Patriots beat the Packers, that's fine. That's fine. We're joking around. But if you're picking on each other because of the way that they look, the sexual preferences that they have, their religious beliefs and all that type of stuff, then you're just a bigot because you have beliefs as well, and they can do the same thing to you. So we all live in America. There's your preach for the day. Let's all have a beautiful time. We're living. We're having a good time. We're talking fantasy football. It doesn't get any better than this. DJ Shark, yeah, I like him in a run back in GPPs. I joined SuperDraft with your promo. Do you have any other pick besides Maddie? Yeah, what positions, my man? I can help you out. I appreciate you signing up with the promo. Yeah, let's check in on SuperDraft right now. Tyreek Hill or Kelsey? I'll take Tyreek if I had to pick one. If I had to pick one, I'll take Tyreek. McLaurin and Mike Williams, season long, I'll take Mike Williams. I'm going to pull up SuperDraft to see how much they're filled. But let me know which position you want to know about, and I can help you out. I appreciate you, Simone Daddy. Obviously, you signing up with my promo helps me. It also helps you get some free dollar riskies. Why is SuperDraft's lobby not loading for me? That is not good. I want to make sure my Wi-Fi is still good. The Wi-Fi is... I think the Wi-Fi is good. We're still live, right? I think we're still live. We're chilling. Put it down, Sal. Love it for sure. Sal, the Barn Karen gives off big dick energy. We love it. Derrick Henry uses Barnberry, and we all know he has a massive fucking penis. He probably has a massive fucking penis, that man. Jesus, I could not even imagine. I would not want to meet him for that exact reason of the fears of what that man would do to me. Top SuperDraft plays. What position, my man? What position? I'm not going to spend like 5 minutes going over every single SuperDraft play in the slate. That's why we got the projections on Patreon. But what position are you looking for? I can help you out. So we're not even 50% filled, and we're less than 2 hours from lock right now, and SuperDraft is not even 50% filled. Look at this. I mean, just you're losing money by not playing on SuperDraft today because right now, as of this recording, obviously it's not going to stay like this. They're 42% filled with less than 2 hours to lock. Holy shit. And their Sunday night slates will never fill because nobody's remembering SuperDraft 2 hours before the game starts. So we're talking about DraftKings or their props or their bets. So yeah, get in over on SuperDraft. Now is the time. Thoughts on Hollywood Brown? Fine, but I'm not really getting there much. Like I don't like that environment for them today. I'm not just getting to Hollywood Brown. Wide receiver page, please. Yeah, the wide receiver page is about to be on the screen. There you go. Wide receivers. So wide receivers on SuperDraft today. So Cooper Kupp and Godwin project out nicely, but some higher multiplier guys that look good on SuperDraft are Michael Pittman, Mike Williams, and Rondell Moore. They just have high multipliers and solid projections, so they can outproduce, obviously. Godwin is my highest owned receiver today. I don't have him in my single entry lineup, but I have him in 60% of my 150 max. Top SuperDraft QBs today. Top SuperDraft QBs. You don't have to stack in SuperDraft because of the multipliers, by the way. So don't fall into the trap of forcing stacks. But top SuperDraft QBs are going to be Justin Fields and Daniel Jones because of their multipliers today. Swift or Miles Sanders and a half point. Swift every single week over Miles Sanders. Mixon or Eckler for a GPP. I prefer Mixon unless you're building some sort of Kansas City stack. Then bring Eckler on the way back. Swift or Miles Sanders and a half point PPR. Swift. Favorite bringbacks from the Chiefs stacks. I prefer Mike Williams and Keenan Allen. My biggest decision on the day today is probably going to be to decide if I want to play Keenan Allen in my main lineup or Mike Williams. Williams will be half his owned. Williams projects out for like 2 less points, but they're a similar price, so I'll get unique by playing Keenan Allen, but another guy in my lineup, I already think I'll get unique. But that's my biggest decision today. Do I want to go Mike Williams, who has the exact same amount of targets as Keenan Allen so far and is being targeted often and in the red zone, or Keenan Allen, who I currently have let me see my ownership projections. I have Keenan Allen today projecting out for ownership-wise I have Keenan Allen for 12% projected ownership and Mike Williams for 5. I have Keenan Allen for 2.5 more points than Mike Williams today, and both of them as B pluses and GPPs. I might go Mike Williams to get different. I hope I don't regret it. We'll see. I don't have a decision yet. Sal, good to see you, my man. Same to you. DK or Jefferson? Give me DK Metcalf. Sal, best tight end on DK under $4,500 today. It's either Tyler Higbee or Jared Cook. It's kind of a toss-up depending on the lineup that you're building. This is the tight end page. Carson or Swift? I'll take Carson. Favorite single entry QB today? It's either going to be Mahomes or Kyler Murray. I have not yet decided. I got 2 hours to make that decision. What are the wide receivers that you were targeting in single entry lineups? The wide receivers are going to be whichever quarterback I decide on between Kyler Murray and Mahomes. That'll determine it. It'll either determine if I'm going Hopkins and a Kirk, Hopkins and a Rondo Moore, Hopkins and a AJ Green, running it back with somebody on Jacksonville like a Marvin Jones and or DJ Shark. Or if I'm going with Mahomes, then I'm probably rolling out McCole Hardman plus a Tyreek Hill, run back with Mike Williams and or Keenan Allen. What's your favorite defense today? Yeah, I wish I could answer that question for you. I don't really know. The cheap ones, the Cincinnati Bengals at $2,100. Why not? I just play cheap defenses. $2,100 Cincinnati against Big Ben, who just said he can't throw the ball, who has a bad offensive line, who has no Deontay Johnson. He literally said he can't throw. He can't throw downfield. Like his arm's fucked. That's what he said at the beginning of the week. My arm hurts. Like I can't throw. I'm playing through pain in my shoulder that I had surgery on. This is not good. Okay. I'll take Cincinnati, whose defense stinks, but we're looking for a cheap defense. Debo versus the Green Bay DBs. Yeah, looks solid. I mean, he's going to have manufactured touches. I have a Sunday Night Football Showdown slate coming out, a video coming out in 2 hours, right when the 1 o'clock game's locked, by the way. Sal, how's your real-life golf game? I've only gone twice ever in my life. I'm absolutely pitiful. I wish I would be better. You look like you would enjoy some golf. I enjoy everything about golf. I enjoy watching it. I enjoy DFS golf. I enjoy playing. I just stink, and then I get frustrated. The driving range, I enjoy everything about golf. Why has no one talked about golf today? Goff today or golf? Oh, Goff. I have him at 2% projected ownership. I have no ownership towards him. It's a nice high total game. He's getting a banged up Baltimore secondary. His offensive line is the best part of that thing. He has no receivers, of course, but yeah, can Goff throw for 350 and you hope to get 2 touchdowns? Sure. Do I want to stack him up with most of my exposure and money on him? No, not at all. You got to be somewhat of a crazy man to do so. But that stuff sometimes works out for you. But like on a slate where you have Patrick Mahomes and Kyler Murray and Matt Stafford and all these guys not even 10% owned, why are we trying to throw darts at the low priced, not that good quarterbacks? Like Jared Goff, a good game for Jared Goff today is 20 points. 20 points would outdo my projection. That looks great. And you're not even winning a GPP with that because Kyler Murray's dropping 25 in his sleep, and it's just a matter of does he drop 45? Sally, Antonio Gibson or Chase Edmonds? Give me Antonio Gibson. Thoughts on Cordell Patterson against the Giants? No, thank you. No interest in him. Sal, how do you set a rule for run backs on the stacks and the optimizer? You would set up so if you want the Chargers run back, you would just set up a rule for stack Patrick Mahomes. You would basically set up the group, right? The run back you set up in the rules, the stacking rules. You would say, I want a quarterback with a wide receiver, tight end, and running back from the opposing team. And then in the groups, you would go there and you say, okay, give me Patrick Mahomes paired up in a group with at least one of, or at most 2 of would probably be a better rule, or exactly one of if you just want one of some of the Chargers players. Eckler, Mike Williams, Keenan Allen, that stuff. Boyd or Chase with Higgins out? I'll take Boyd. Darnell Mooney or Rondell Moore? Give me Rondell Moore. Running backs page, please. Since you said please, I will say thank you and put it on the screen. Jonathan Taylor or Najee Harris for the cash games today. Jonathan Taylor or Najee Harris for the cash games. Why no Damian Harris today? Not much passing game upside. Way better options in his price range. Just going there. Trusting OBJ today in like 2% of my lineups. I've got a player prop on him. That's where I'm getting my exposure. What are you doing with Najee Harris and Pitts week 3? I've got 3% Pitts and 6% Najee Harris. Brady at the Rams or Justin Herbert at the Chiefs? Which one, Sal? I'll take Herbert if I had to choose one, but I'm not high on either today. Cephas or Hardman? Hardman by far. Hurts or Lamar? Lamar. Drake or Madison? Madison, not even close. Top running backs on SuperDraft today. Alexander Madison, you should put a lock button into every single one of your SuperDraft lineups, assuming that there is no Dalvin Cook, which is the way that it seems to be going. We are still only at 43% filled on SuperDraft with an hour and 45 minutes to go. We love to see that. We love to see that not filling so we can win easily more. $20 you get for free if you use the code SAL on SuperDraft. That is your best spot to win $50,000 today because it's going to fill at 70%. Maybe we'll keep tracking it. An hour and 45, it's only at 42% filled. Even if it gets a late rush, it might only get up to 70%. Thanks, Al. Appreciate you, bro. Yeah, same to you. Saquon ownership. I have 10% Saquon today. I have Saquon projecting out, though, for 15% ownership. I have Saquon projected out to be the 3rd highest on running back today. I have him in 10% of my lineups. Mike Callen donates $10 to the stream. He says, Sal, how do you feel about Tyshawn Williams today? I got him for about 9.5 fantasy points. He's in a split backfield with Latavius Murray. I'd even expect Devonta Freeman to get a couple more touches this week. 9.5 fantasy points. I'm not trying to start him in any season-long league. I'm not trying to start him all that much in DFS. Can he get 2 touchdowns and pop off for you and score like 20? Sure, but that's really like the only way I see it happening. Would you play Madison or Najee Harris today, Sal? I prefer Madison. Taylor or Robinson in the flex? Jonathan Taylor. Carson or Mixon? Mixon. Favorite cheap running back today? My favorite cheap running back today is got to be Mike Davis. It's got to be Mike Davis. That's probably the cheapest that I would go with any sort of massive volume. Yeah, it's got Mike Davis or Leonard Fournette, but I have more Mike Davis right now. I only have 2% Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I'm not there because the ownership's there. Boyd and Keenan or Marvin and Mike? Ooh, Boyd and Keenan sounds nice. Marvin and Mike, it depends. If you're playing cash today, I'd go Boyd and Keenan. Would you? What do we got? Javonte Williams, Sal. I got him for like 10 points. I'm not playing him. Thanks for all you do, Sal. Yeah, no problem. Wide receivers list, please. Since you said please, I will say yeah. Thoughts on Lamar? I'm only getting 2% in GPPs. He could easily break the slate, but I'm preferring by so much more the stacking abilities of Kyler Murray, who has cheap stacking options outside of Hopkins, and the very rare Patrick Mahomes at low ownership with a 30-plus implied team total. Like, we're getting the very rare Patrick Mahomes with a 31 implied team total today with the very rare cheap stacking options in McCole Hardman. How high owned is Madison? The ownership projections on Madison are not going to be really finalized for like another maybe half hour. It's kind of hard to see. Somebody donated $4.20 to the stream. We love it. I have Madison projected for 8%, but I'm not shocked to see him get up to 15. Harris, Mike Davis, or Sermon in a full point PPR. I'll take Mike Davis. Boyd or Fuller, I'll take Boyd, but Boyd or Fuller at the exact same price. Boyd will probably be like 10 to 12% owned. Fuller will be 1% owned, but we don't really know what to expect out of him. Yeah, I'd expect Fuller to be 1% owned. I'd expect Boyd to be like 10% owned. That's a tough one. I'll go with Fuller, though. Just use your promo code to sign up for Prize Picks. What are your favorite props this week, says Tyler. I appreciate you, Tyler. This prop we just took this prop on the stream. Boyd over 13 fantasy points and McCole Hardman over 10.5. Favorite props. I rarely have favorite props. I just kind of take what looks good based on my projections. Swift over 14 fantasy points is one of my favorite props if I had to say so. Let's keep looking for some other ones. These three I like a good amount. Chris Godwin over 70.5 receiving yards. I have him for the 85 range. Saquon over 20.5 receiving yards. I actually like Saquon's rushing yards more, but I took over rushing and receiving. And then Travis Kelce under 7.5 receptions. It paid off for us last week, barely at 7. And that's with Tyreek not doing anything. So, yes, we got the under on David Johnson. That one hit. Obviously, McCaffrey gets hurt. That one doesn't hit. But, yeah, I would say that's where I'm at right now. Oh, this was my favorite one, but the props come up. 290.5 passing yards for Stafford. I'm pretty sure it's in like the 300s now. But that was easily my favorite one. These three were the ones I took first on the week because they were the softest lines. I can tell you that I really like them, but you're just not going to get these lines anymore because they're already taken. They're already like higher up. Marvin Jones over 57.5 receiving yards, Sutton over 65.5, and Mixon over 62.5 rushing. Hopefully that helps you and anybody else who's playing on Prize Picks. You can use the code SAL for that free bet up to $100. I love the shirt. It makes you different. Jazzy dresser. Love your style. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. That's the point. One, just because I think these shirts do look cool, but two, they stand out on camera. They do a good job at that. Mike Davis or Robert Woods? Robert Woods. How much Hopkins are you getting if he's in? 13% right now. Top cash pick player? It really depends on the position, I guess. Like, what position are we talking here? Mooney, Carter, or Fuller stand out? I'll take Fuller in the standard league since you don't have Dalvin Cook today. Eckler or Allen in your Mahomes stacks? Allen. Top QBs today, Kyler Murray and Patrick Mahomes are the top QBs. Sal, we appreciate you actually taking our questions. Most DFS donkeys just listen to themselves talk. Well, I mean, in like any live streams, the goal is to do Q&A. I mean, Q&A is just an easy live stream. I'm talking about my thoughts all week long. Q&A gives me an ability to obviously I would say, interact with the community more, obviously directly through questions. And it gives you an ability to get your questions answered, which is the biggest thing you care about an hour and a half before the game starts, is making sure your lineups, DFS, ownership, you know exactly what you're doing today. So that helps you out and helps me out because I don't got to prep an hour and a half show. I just come on here and I answer questions. So I don't know why more people don't do it. It seems silly. I get why, though, like if you have one or two other people on the show, which is why I do a lot of solo shows. I think it's way easier to just interact with a community than talk to somebody else about the same shit I've been talking about all week, somebody else who I don't even really know and might not have that good of a personality. That's why you rarely see me do guest appearances. If I do a guest appearance, it's because I actually like the person. Like when Chris Baggs asked me to do a guest appearance. If I go on the Ultimo show this year, I actually like those people. I think that they have good personalities in terms to build off of. Remember the Nike hat, hoodie, green screen, started from the bottom, now we're here, somebody says. Yeah. Yeah, man. I still got all that shit packed up somewhere in storage. Moore or Osborne today? Which more? Rondell? I'll take Rondell. Jones or Brown today? Much Jones or Brown today? I have like 6% AJ, like 3% Julio, 2% Julio. Barkley or Carson, DK Cash? I'll take Barkley. What do you think about Scotty Miller today? I'm not on him. 7.5 fantasy points. Not really expecting much from Scotty Miller. Why do you feel good about Harmon and Prize Picks? I have him projected for 12.5 fantasy points. He's got a 10.5 fantasy point total. He continues to see targets. He continues to run routes. By far the second most at the wide receiver position on the team. He plays with Patrick Mahomes on a 31 implied team total. They're projected to score 4 to 5 touchdowns. I'll take my chances there. Sutton or Sterling Shepard? I have 11% Sutton and 10% Sterling Shepard, so it's a coin flip. They both rank out very close for me today. Sutton and Sterling Shepard is a very difficult decision today. I have Sutton projecting out as my number number 11 wide receiver, and Shepard is my number 13 wide receiver today. I'll take Sutton, but I only have him projected for 0.3 more points. That's the hardest decision today. Somebody says, what about Pat Mayo? Yeah, I've done Pat Mayo experiences. If Pat ever wanted me to come back on, I like Pat too. Basically, if I follow you on Twitter, I've seen your content some way or another because somebody else liked it. I rarely go searching for content. But if I follow you on Twitter, it's because I appreciate the work that you do, whether it's from an entertainment, information, or just overall quality standpoint. Or I just know you from like high school or college, and I think you're cool. Yo, Sal, visit El Paso, Texas, Chico's Tacos. Is it good? I'm not a big taco guy. It's just like forced upon you here. Is Hollywood Brown in or out? As of right now, he's in, but we'll find out all the injury news in about 10 minutes. Who would you stack with Kyler Murray? All of them guys. I mean, Hopkins, if he's in, is the main option. A.J. Green is the cheapest option. Kirk will be the lowest owned option. And then Rondell Moore is the second highest owned and second most expensive. I'd probably go Hopkins plus one of Kirk or A.J. Green over Rondell. Are you playing Cordell Patterson? God, no. Why would I play him? Cooper Kupp or Najee Harris in the flex for cash? Kupp. Barkley today? Yeah, looks good. Best receiver play under $4,900 today? Depends how low you want to go. If you want to go how low can you go, $3,900 McCole Hardman looks good in GPPs. Emmanuel Sanders will be low owned. So will Cole Beasley. But I'll probably go McCole Hardman. In DFS with Cook out, would you pivot to Henry if you have money or go to Madison and maybe upgrade? I'd go to Madison and upgrade. Somebody says, you went to college? Yeah, I did a 5-year master's program at Penn State. Graduated in 2018 and 2019. Bachelor's and master's. Marvin Jones or Tyshawn Williams in a PPR? Marvin Jones. Best wide receiver in single entry? That question is not really a question. There's no best wide receiver. It depends on who you're playing at quarterback, which right now I don't know if I'm playing Mahomes or Kyler Murray. You find out if you're a Patreon member. Who has more value, Wilson or Herbert? I would say that Wilson will be lower owned today. But I will go with Herbert today. Wilson will be lower owned. Let's go with Herbert today. Diggs or Jefferson? I'll take Jefferson. What's the best QB wide receiver tight end stack today other than Mahomes, Hill, and Travis? It's Mahomes. Other than that, probably Stafford. Stack him up with one of his wide receivers in Higbee. Oh, shit. What major? My undergrad was labor and employment relations. My master's was a business strategy. From Australia. What's up? Waller or Higbee? Well, Waller I projected out way better. So I'll go Waller there. But if you need salary relief, Higbee's fine. Texas or North Carolina? I moved from North Carolina to Texas. Tight end. Kyler Murray or Mahomes today? Yep. I wish I could answer that for you, Amy. I still do not know. I still will be spending the last hour of my day today deciding if I want to run out of my single entry lineup, Mahomes or Murray. I have more Mahomes in my overall 150 max, but that's not really a true representation. We got 1,300 people, a record for a Sunday live stream ever. So I appreciate all of you. Hit the like and subscribe if you're brand new, by the way. But yeah, I would go with Mahomes. Trying to answer every question, obviously can't because they come in so quick, but we're trying here. I would go with Mahomes more in 150s, but my single entry, it doesn't matter on 150s. It depends on your top 1% projected outcome lineups, and that is what I'm going to try and figure out after this. From Mexico. Hey, shout out Mexico. Yeah, let me know where you're tuning in from, by the way. Lamar or Hurts today? Let me know where you're tuning in from. Even if you don't like to ask questions, just like to view, let me know where you're tuning in from. Lamar or Hurts? I'll go Lamar. Herbert and Hockenson or Brady and Gronk? Herbert and Hockenson. Yo, Sal, what you thinking? Tyshawn Williams, Tyler Boyd, or Beasley? For week 3, I'll take Tyler Boyd. Thoughts on Fournette today? I like him, but I prefer Mike Davis in a similar price range. Man, that business strategy seems to be paying off big time, brother. Yeah, trust me, the business strategy is not the reason why I am able to do what I'm doing today. It's a fancy title for a major. It's not the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing today. Let's just say that business strategy was a very easy degree to achieve with very little effort. My final year, I was basically doing like 20 hours to 25 hours a week of YouTube while doing my final year of my master's for business strategy. You should not be able to do that, right? While doing like 10 hours of work on a part-time job. You should not be able to have 35 hours a week into part-time jobs and still have like a 3.8 GPP in a major. It's a joke. Colleges, for most part, unless you're doing like engineering or medical school or like shit that actually fucking is hard work, it's a joke. Nice Try donates $29.36. I love these weird donations, but I appreciate them as well, of course. He's donated now over $55. I've been listening to you for years. Sal talks fast and correct. Keep up. Do your homework. Thank you. She got up. Somebody said. We love the circling back. The girlfriend got up. I appreciate the super chat, of course. Hopefully you have a lovely Sunday, you and the girlfriend. Work or personal bring you to Texas? Definitely not work, because my girlfriend and I both work remote. Probably more so personal. My girlfriend's family lives out this way. But also we just like the area a lot. Like we visited a couple times. Like if they lived in an area that we didn't really like, I don't know if we'd be living here. But I think Austin, Texas I really don't have much complaints. It keeps getting better as the days and weeks go on, in my opinion. Thanks, Sal, tuning in from Mexico. Last question. Bobby Woods or Hollywood Brown? Bobby Woods. Stafford or Herbert? I'll take Stafford. Trey Sermon in the Superflex? Sure, if you don't have a quarterback. Obviously, always go quarterback. I'm doing aero engineering and getting my ass kicked. Yeah, exactly. Like, if you're doing engineering, some sort of math-specific, like accounting, even, like, finance is not that bad. Like, if you know what you're doing, of course. Medical field, like, when you actually have to know anatomy and stuff, like, that shit's hard. That shit actually takes work. You can't just study 2 days before a test. What's up, fella? Any new props you like for today? Yeah, we added one during the stream. What's going on, Pow Pow Pow? What a name. What part of NC did you move from? I moved from Austin to Knoxville. I moved from Raleigh, North Carolina. This is the prop that we took on the stream today. So I'm up to about 20 props. This is the prop we took on the stream today. Over Tyler Boyd and over Mecole Hardman. Swift or Madison? I'll take Swift. I have him projecting out very similarly for cheaper. And likely lower ownership now. Sterling Shepard or Marvin Jones? I'll take Marvin Jones. I live in South Texan. I love Austin. I live in Georgetown. We like to hear it. Oh, Georgetown, like not by Washington, D.C., like over here. Cool. Somebody says, are you still rapping? Always, always. Great day, boys. A full day of football. What else can a man ask for? What else can a man or woman ask for? Depending on your interests, of course. But yeah, fantastic. Swift and Montgomery, Swift. Appreciate the super chats, by the way, everybody. Very kind. Rondell Moore points today. How many points do I have projected for Rondell Moore is what you're asking. Oh, I got you. I have Rondell Moore projected for 12.5 fantasy points. Sal, thanks for the contest. Last question before I head out. Thoughts on Evan Ingram if he plays? Feel like he hasn't done shit in a long time. Yeah, I'm concerned about his overall health, but Daniel Jones does like targeting him. I have him for about 7 fantasy points. In medical school, you make my weekends manageable. We love to hear it, Joe Riggs. Crush that degree, get out of there, and do what you love to do. Van Jefferson ownership. I have him only projected for 4%, but I have Van Jefferson currently in. This is very sneaky now. This is a little giveaway here, a little nugget. 16% of my lineups I have Van Jefferson in. Those are obviously in stacks, though. I'm not playing him in any non-stack lineups. Broncos stack high owned this week since they won money last week. Bridgewater 6% owned, so it's higher owned than it should be. Yep. Thoughts on Ridley and Pitts? I'm getting not that much of either of them. I'm busting my ass every day studying / working, still struggling. Yeah, man, that engineering degree, that's tough. I can only start 2, Mike Evans, Hollywood, or Marquise Brown. Marquise Brown and Evans. I mean, Marquise Brown and Hollywood are the same guy, so what are we talking? What are we asking there? Mike Davis or James White? Mike Davis. DJ Sharp being slept on. I agree. You like Emmanuel Sanders this week? I have Emmanuel Sanders in a couple of my lineups. I have Manny Sanders in 4% of my lineups. I like him more than the field. Sal, do you ever take a full day off? We appreciate the grind. A full day off? I mean, Saturdays and Sundays are actually lighter for me. Like yesterday, I did a couple things in the morning, but that was about it. I was out all day yesterday. I went on a run at 7 a.m. yesterday, so I got some stuff done before that. I got up at 5, did like an hour and a half of work. So basically, yesterday was off. And then today is a little bit busy up until the game start, and then I put everything away. So at noon today, I'll be done. So my weekends are lighter, believe it or not, for football, but it's just because I get everything prepped out beforehand. So like Saturday morning's video, that one, dude, that's already prepped out on Friday. So all I have to do for Saturday morning is like update projections, answer some Discord questions, prep out this stream's like thumbnail and stuff, and all that. Why should I start Mixon? No TJ Watt today, no Devin Bush. Mixon gets 20-plus opportunities a game. Mixon's involved in the receiving game. He's running routes. He's fantastic. Did you see what he did week 1? Because of what he did week 2, people don't want to own him now. If Mixon did what he did week 2 and week 1, he got the same volume, but if he just had the same production, right, if his offensive line blocked for him and he caught a couple extra balls, which he can do because he had the same production week 1 when he did that, and then Joe Mixon obviously went to overtime, but even in regulation, he had 29 touches. Then Joe Mixon would be 22% owned today at his current price point. Instead, he's 12% owned. $5 super chat. He says, my man Mike says, Sal, I'm terrified of playing Mixon on the road against the Steelers. Please change my mind. Yeah, it's not a great matchup, but he's going to touch the ball 18 to 20 times. There's no TJ Watt. There's no Devin Bush, the 2 biggest run stops, 2 of the 3 biggest run stops for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I feel okay there. There's no T. Higgins. Using him in the passing game makes more sense now. I know Auden Tate's filling in for T. Higgins. Nowhere near the same type of a player in terms of getting open. Sal, do you use a lineup builder or a hand build? I have my own optimizer over on Patreon, the Big Energy Optimizer. Each week it's getting better and better. It's in the first year of beta, so there are some growing pains, of course, especially as the server takes on new people. But I use the Big Energy Optimizer on Patreon, which you can do if you want to become one of the 800. Let's see how many people have signed up during the stream. During the stream, new Patreon members are now 11 members have signed up during the stream. So if you want to become one of the 840 patrons, you can use that link right there. Tyler Boyd or Julio Jones for season long. This week, I will go with Tyler Boyd. Ridley, Cup, Godwin are one team good for GPP lineups. On one team, good for 150 lineups. On one team, good? Yeah, on one team, that's fine. But in every single one of your 150, I wouldn't want to do that. Hey, Sal, top SuperDraft plays for each position. Yeah, I can give you like one or two, but each position's, I don't know what we're trying to do there. I'm trying to build out all the lineups for you. Daniel Jones, Justin Fields, Lamar Jackson, Trevor Lawrence, Teddy Bridgewater look like good quarterbacks. I'd be playing Alexander Madison's the best player in the entire slate on SuperDraft today. Inactives come out in a minute, by the way. Mixon or Madison? I'll take Mixon. I assume Madison's going to be massively owned now compared to Mixon, which is going to help guys like Mixon and Saquon's ownership just slot down a little bit. I'm going to go to Field Yates' Twitter because he usually posts the inactives pretty quickly. But let's see. I'll just go to Field Yates' Twitter and we can Why is Yates not coming up? Is he under a different name? Field Yates. What is Field Yates under? Is it ESPN or something? Yates? I don't fucking know. Somebody let me know his Twitter. I don't know why I can't find it. But we'll find the inactives. The inactives should be they're due out in a minute. Joining late, but I'm not sure if you mentioned the passing of Mike Tagliere, fantasy football writer and podcast host, dies of COVID at 39. There is a GoFundMe out there. Help if you can. I saw all that stuff happening yesterday. I never got to interact with Mike, but from all accounts, especially from the outpouring of support in both the GoFundMe and all that, it has looked like he was an incredible person that touched many people in the industry. I personally did not know much about Mike himself, but from everything that you're seeing right now on social media, and I'm sure in the direct life of his family members and friends and the support that they're getting, looks like to be one hell of a guy and a terrible loss, of course, from a terrible disease, virus, and just so young. It's sad. So yeah, if you have the means to donate to the GoFundMe, definitely do it. If somebody wants to link it up in the chat, you're obviously more than able to, and I'd actually encourage that, of course. Thank you for the field dates. I don't know why I didn't come up when I was looking them up. All right, so we're going to get the inactives momentarily. I would expect Alexander Madison's final ownership today to come in probably around 15%. That would be my guess. I had him projected out at 8% earlier today. It seems like he is picking up a lot of steam just early on. So I would expect Alexander Madison today to come in probably around 15% projected ownership, which is going to do wonders for the other guys in his price range, like a DeAndre Swift, who I like a lot. It looks like Swift is going to be seeing less ownership because of that. We're going to get Swift maybe at single-digit ownership now. And Antonio Gibson's ownership will crash. Joe Mixon and Chris Carson's ownership, those will fall now. So we're getting nicer ownership on other players. I'd rather go to those guys today. Over now the higher owns Alexander Madison. Madison, we get new information. He does look good, but the ownership is balancing it out, in my opinion. Best positions to pay up for today is quarterback, in my opinion. Thoughts on stacking Herbert, Eckler, and Allen or Mike Williams? Yeah, seems fine. Yep. Salad shirt is dope. I appreciate it, Tanner. Thank you. Sal, could you shout out my dad? I just lost him. Big Steve. Shout out Big Steve, my man, Stephen Knight. My condolences, of course. Building tournament lineups. How many QB stacks are you rolling out? 3 quarterbacks are making up about 90% of my lineups today in 150s. Thoughts on Marvin Jones single entry? Yeah, I like Marvin Jones a lot. I got 25% of Marvin Jones in my main stacks right now. Inactives we're waiting on. Hopefully DeAndre Swift is not ruled out. That would very much so help us. But we're waiting on some inactives right now. DeAndre Swift. Let's see if we got any news on DeAndre Swift being active or inactive or any inactives in general. Hopkins is officially in, by the way. I'm not seeing any news on DeAndre Swift yet. Hopefully we get that momentarily. Jefferson or Thielen at wide receiver. Jefferson. Lamar Jackson versus Kyler Murray. I'll take Kyler every day. Why don't you like CEH? Because he's one of the highest owned running backs today, and his 14 carries for 58 yards is not really going to do much for me. Look, if CEH was not high owned, like I have Leonard Fournette projecting out for the same points at half the ownership. I have Mike Davis for way more points at half the ownership, a third of the ownership. Stafford keeps coming up as my top stack. Yeah, Stafford was coming up as my top stack as well. And then I went to single stacks and double stacks, not just double stacks. And I manipulated a little bit of the ceiling projections of Kyler Murray and Patrick Mahomes because they are higher, and I got more of them. But I have a lot of Stafford. He's my third highest owned right now. Tannehill or Lawrence? Give me Lawrence. Sal, do you have the same lineup in every single entry? Yes, I do. I run the same lineup in all my single entries, not obviously all my 3 maxes, though. Sermon or Madison? Madison. Good morning, Sal. You're killing the legs. Good job, fellas. I appreciate everybody. Gerald, how you doing, boss man? Sal, thanks. I don't want you to build my lineup for me. Just getting an idea of what I should do with my lineups. Yeah, Big. Obviously, yeah, of course. I know what your goals are, of course. I'm trying to make it so I can answer that without just building out full lineups here. But on Patreon, we have full SuperDraft projections. Love the show today. I appreciate that. Pitts versus Font. Give me Pitts. Stafford or Brady? Stafford. So how do you feel about Cordell Patterson? 0%. Don't even want to own him. If you picked him up in season-long leagues and spent fab budgets on a terrible running back who's playing some gadget plays and just happened to find the end zone, no interest. Gaskins, Kenny Drake, or Tyshawn Williams? Give me Drake. Cordell Patterson, no interest. Gibson or Montgomery in a single entry lineup? I will take Gibson. Thoughts on Jamar Chase with Higgins out? I prefer Tyler Boyd. Boy. Let's go back to the quarterbacks. This is where we're at right now. Where are the inactives? Somebody says. Yeah, I'm waiting for them to trickle out. DeAndre Swift is active today. That is the biggest piece of news. Him and Hopkins, they are both active today. We love to see that. Joey Bosa is active today. Sal, you like Volkanovski versus Ortega fight? It was absolutely epic. It was fantastic. Like, Volkanovski destroyed him, but there was a couple times where Ortega almost got him, right? Almost caught him. T. Higgins is inactive. Hopkins is active. DeAndre Swift is active today. Joey Bosa is active today. So we're starting to get some things happen here. Now. All right. Cool. My friend loves Zacchaeus from the Falcons. I don't like it. Agree. Yeah, I mean, Russell Gage is a better wide receiver than Zacchaeus, and Russell Gage wasn't even that involved because they're running basically Kyle Pitts and Calvin Ridley as the two wide receivers on a lot of their plays, believe it or not. I mean, Pitts is being used as a receiver right now. I'd like Dalvin Cook in. Dalvin Cook, I don't believe is in. No. Sermon, Devonta Smith, or Rondell Moore, pick two. Devonta Smith and Sermon. Odell is active. Yes. What is your RB ranking for Swift? He's the running back 2 on the week for me right now. DeAndre Swift looks as good as it fucking gets. I mean, he looks as good as it gets. He's my number 2. I have him projected for 16.7 points. Volk is a machine. He sure is. Sal asked a question, then got clutched out, so not sure if answered. Season long, running back 2, Pollard, Michelle, or Singletary. I'll take Singletary. Hopefully Cooks is playing. Dalvin Cook is not expected to play today, by the way. So whoever's assuming that he's going to play, he's unlikely, doubtful to play. Sal, thanks for the content. Wake up early every Sunday to tune in. Time difference all the way from Hawaii. Damn, all the way from Hawaii. What is that, a 5-hour difference? What's that time difference there? It's like 5:30 in the morning? What do you got over there? AJ Green or Rondell Moore? If you're just choosing one as a one-off, Rondell Moore. AJ Green, though, in like stacks will make you more unique and save you $1,000. Can I stack Hopkins and Moore with Kyler, or would you rather play Boyd instead of Moore? I would go with the double stack. Sal, do you like Nick Chubb? I don't think so. Mike Davis, Saquon mini stack, a bad idea. I don't know how much of that is really a mini stack, like a skinny stack. I don't know how much of that's true, but sure. DraftKings or FanDuel? I only play really DraftKings. I haven't played FanDuel in a couple years. Josh Allen passed for 300 plus today. Maybe. I don't even project for that. Higgins inactive. That's correct. Wentz is active. That is also correct. Boyd or Jones Jr. today? I'll go with Jones Jr. Quinn Cephas today? Nah, not for me. I'm not really there. It doesn't look like we're getting any injuries that we were not expecting. As of right now, at least for inactives, maybe somebody will correct me on that. But as of right now, it looks like we're getting all the things that we wanted to get in terms of actives and inactives today. That's at least how it is appearing on my end. Hopefully you guys are seeing the same. Chase Claypool projection. I have Chase Claypool projected as a very, very strong play today. Let's pull up the Chase Claypool projection. By the way, how do you like the new camera lens? The new camera lens blurs out a lot more of the background. How do you like that? I think I like it. I have Claypool for 16.2 points. Wentz will play one quarter, then crawl off the field. Probably. AJ Green or Kirk today? I will take Kirk. I'm going to know why. Actually, I'll take AJ Green. Any Javonte Williams for you today? We are. Hey, Penn State. Shout out to you. Yep, 5:30. Any Javonte for me today? I don't think so. I don't think I got any Javonte Williams. No, 0% Javonte. Deontay Johnson's out. Yep, that's correct. He was rolled out Friday. Why go Cephas when you can get Harmon, in my opinion? Yeah, you can get Harmon. You can get Van Jefferson for lower ownership. Yep. Can you late swap on SuperDraft? I believe so. I don't think I've ever actually tried to late swap on SuperDraft, though. Gronk or Hawkinson. Carson or Eckler. Looks great, Sal. Appreciate that. Sal, I'm drinking White Claws and building boss-ass lineups. Let's have a day. Oh, that sounds fantastic, man. Nice. I see Jags' number 1 quarterback is inactive. Who would that be? I mean, even better for DeAndre Hopkins stacks, but who would that be? CJ Henderson? Who are you considering their number one? Just want to say I hope you hit on Prize Picks since the past few weeks have been tough for you. The past few weeks have been tough for me. What does that mean? What does that mean? I mean, we're up $2,000 in the last week and a half on Prize Picks. I assume the last 2 weeks have been tough for you, my friend. I mean, if you're doing straight parlays on Prize Picks, you're losing all your money. I do flex plays every time. So if I get 3 out of 5 right, I get half my money back. If I get 4 out of 5 right, I profit. If I get 5 out of 5 right, I profit big time. I don't think there's been a single one where I've only gotten 1 or 2 out of 5. So we're doing good. Derrick Henry projection. I have Derrick Henry for 19.9 points. Hardman or Sanders? Hardman. Hopkins a decoy today? I don't think so. Do you like Najee Harris today? I have 6%. Any cheap defenses stick out? Not really, but the Bengals if I had a gun to my head. Thanks for your hard work. Thoughts on Mike Davis? Mike Davis is my 4th highest on running back. CJ Henderson is out. Yeah. He's straight buns anyways, but yeah. Great. Even better for Hopkins. Sal, still don't believe in Gronk, huh? I do believe in him. Look, if Gronkowski was $4,000, he'd be a great play, but he's at a price point that's expensive. I mean, look at Gronk compared to a lot of wide receivers today. Gronk is $5,500. Give me Marvin Jones on the outside getting 10 targets a week. Give me Tyler Boyd in the slot going to see 10 targets today, right? Just give me these guys who have more opportunity, who are cheaper, and I'll just get something else at tight end. Season long, score more, Robert Woods or Shepard? Robert Woods. D-Hop or Tyreek for 200 more? Tyreek. RIP Prize Picks not working for me, but love your stuff. Oh, man, you're not in a legal state. I appreciate that. Woods and Cup together in cash? You can go for it. Go enjoy your day. Thanks for all the hard work throughout the week. I know football, and football knows me, baby. Yeah. We're going to close this one up shortly. Let's get these final questions in. What y'all doing? We got a record high right now, 1,350 people in here. I don't know if I want to leave right now. Before you do go, though, be sure to take the time to hit the like and the subscribe button. I don't know what you're doing if you're not. By the way, this quality is coming in like 1080p, right? On my end, it is. I just want to make sure it's coming in 1080p on your end. Because on my backdrop right now, it doesn't look like it. Looks like all blurry and like all fucked up. That should not be the case. So hopefully it's not the case on your end. So be sure to subscribe if you're not already subscribed. The goal is to hit 50,000 subscribers, which is a big goal. We're already at 41,000. 50,000 subscribers by Christmas, which gives us like 3 months to do that. So that would be a really lovely thing to do. None of those guys will catch 2 TDs like Gronk. Yeah, but Gronk's caught 2 TDs each of the first 2 weeks. Doesn't mean it's going to happen every single week, right? I don't think anybody expects Gronk to have 34 touchdowns. Great quality. Okay, I'm just making sure. On my end, it looks good, but I just want to make sure it's coming through that way. Shirt 1080p. We love to hear it. Favorite stack with Murray besides Hopkins? AJ Green and Rondale Moore. Did Sal already go off with the Prize Picks plays? Yeah, we've done about 22. We added one during the stream if you want to scroll through and find it. Yeah, it looks great. Okay, perfect. Yeah, we're already up to over 41,000 subscribers, so be sure to be subscribed. Just hopped on. Any major injury news? Dalvin Cook's not expected to play, but DeAndre Swift is in. Hopkins is in. Joey Bosa is in. It's blurry for me, somebody says. Yeah, see if you could change it on your end. Running back page, please. Yeah, we're about to bounce. We'll go to the running back page, though. It's only 10:41, so we can chill out, relax, max, all cool. We got peak viewership right now. We ain't going to leave. We're going to have a good old time right here. Swift or Pittman in the flex? Swift by far. Evans or Godwin? 1080p pixels of straight Sal goodness. We love to hear it. We sit in Cook today. Cook is likely inactive. So, yeah. Well-deserved, Sal. Been following you from the start. Thank you for giving us all every week. Cheers. Let's go, Jerry. We love to hear it. Sal, that lens is beautiful. Hey, you're too kind. You're way too kind. Shark or Chenault? Shark by far. Hollywood is active. Sounds good. Thank you for that, Matt. Cole Beasley or Emmanuel Sanders? I'll take Beasley. Gage inactive and Ridley or Pitts bump. Gage was expected to be out. I've had him out in the projection since Thursday, so that's basically the same. Wasn't projected good anyways. Background is blurry, but you are clear as fuck. That's the whole goal. We love to hear it. You like Emmanuel Sanders this week? I have 4%. Who's your top play at quarterback on SuperDraft? Based on the multipliers and projections there, it's either going to be Daniel Jones or Justin Fields. Have your choice, whichever one you like. They both have nice multipliers. I'd probably go Justin Fields for a 1.7x multiplier on SuperDraft. Sally, subscribe to your channel when you had 100 subscribers. I knew you were special then. Keep up the good work. Well, my man, I had 100 subscribers when I was doing music reviews. I had like 150 when I started to do DFS, so I assume that's when you subscribed. But that's crazy if so. What do we got here? Mixon, Swift, Saquon, pick 2. I will take Mixon and Swift. Font or Gronk? Give me Gronk. You don't like Kirk today? I like Christian Kirk. Look, here's the thing with the Kyler Murray stacks. DeAndre Hopkins is my first priority. The other 3 guys, filter them through your lineups. If you're just trying to use one in a single entry, throw a dart at the board. AJ Green's going to run the second most routes and be the cheapest. That sounds nice, right? I don't care how old he is. That sounds nice. Christian Kirk is going to run 20 routes and have some deep threat upside. Rondale Moore is going to run 20 to 24 routes and have underneath upside. So it's kind of what you want. I think I like AJ Green the most after that for the routes run and the touchdown upside for 2 touchdowns, but that's just me. Swift or Robert Woods? Give me Swift. Do you like Melvin Gordon? No. Favorite Jacksonville running backs? James Robinson. Run back options, Marvin Jones and Shark. Jared Cook out, question mark? I don't think so. I don't think Cook's out. Hawkinson in or out? I think Hawkinson is also in. Yeah. Madison looking to be pure chalk. Yeah, good. I don't really want to play him in my single entry, so that's great. That's great. Let people load up on them and get away from the guys that I want. Swift or Woods? Swift. All right, to get to your final questions in, we're going to go off in a couple minutes here. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. Let's check in on SuperDraft, by the way. Let's check in on what SuperDraft's doing. SuperDraft right now is... So SuperDraft, we are an hour and 15 minutes away from lock, and SuperDraft is only, to the exact number right now, SuperDraft is only filling at a 50% clip, 50.7% to be exact. $250,000 guaranteed, $50K to first. This contest in the next hour will probably get up to about 70% filled. So by entering a lineup, you will beat 30% of the field. That's what that means. Your best chance of winning $50,000 is on SuperDraft today. And that is pretty clear and pretty obvious. Damn. You can use the code SAL for $20 if you would like to try that out. But man, I can't believe that contest is still running with that much money and not filling. Thanks, Sal, for the great content. Shout out from South Texas. Y'all hit the like button. You hit the like button before you go. Subscribe, of course. Appreciate you tuning in. Cousin Stacks to the moon. Best of luck. Hawkinson or Tonyan? Hawkinson. Pitts, Andrews, Hawkinson. Give me Pitts. Marvin Jones, Hawkinson, or Mike Davis? Give me Marvin Jones. Is Gainwell an okay start? I mean, if you're in a deep league for fantasy, sure. Otherwise, no. Barkley, 30 bomb incoming. I hope so. Shout out Penn State. I hope so. Alrighty. So, today, when you're winning, and Patrick Mahomes throws a deep touchdown to McCall Hardman, or whoever it is that you have a low-owned, but with a nice little stack going off there for you. When later today, you have Dollarooskies in your hand, and you're pantsing around your ankles, and you're jumping back and forth with your Slim Jim hanging back and forth, and everybody's saying, hey, what is this guy doing? Your brother, your mother, your aunt, your sister, your aunt, your uncle, your neighbor, yourself, your wall, whatever it might be. And they're saying, why are you so crazy? Pull your pants up. And you say, no, pants off. And they say, pull your pants up. Why you got money in your hand? You say, hey. And they say, what? Wait, that's a lot of hundreds. Where'd you get that? Where'd you get that wad? You say, oh, where'd I get this, huh? Okay. Huh. Oh, I got this because I know football, and football knows me. Best of luck today. Peace out, gang. Sunday video is coming out for Sunday Night Football in about an hour. Enjoy football. We got an hour and a half. Josh Allen or Daniel Jones, $2. Give me Josh Allen. See you in the next one.